Sometimes you get mad at me, baby, and you don't want to see my face around. Times may get rough, but I know there's enough freaky love when my love tumbles down. Don't do this, don't you do that. That's what I used to say when I got mad and didn't want your touch. But how could I resist when you start to kiss? Sucked in once again, I let you in. Well, you're a sweet, sexy thing,
My
and you
God.
make my whole heart sing.
You
And
sweet
there's
sexy
nothing in this
thing.
world I wouldn't do. I'm just a sucker for your
Sucker for
love.
love. Hey.
Sucker for love, baby, by the one and only Rick James,
Yes,
bitch.
and Tina Marie.
I am just thoroughly confused.
It took me a while to catch that.
Welcome to
know what
another
was going.
episode of Queen 3 and King.
Oh.
This week's episode, Sucker for Love. Yes, you've been a sucker for love. I've been a sucker for love.
Yes.
We've all been a sucker for love.
Come on, sucker.
And we will continue to be suckers for love. Or will we? We'll find that out on this episode of Queen 3 and King. Now let's go to our co-hosts, starting with the seasoned queen out of Anna, Texas.
Did he say season king?
Ooh, he almost did it.
I thought Rick James, and then I saw them braids, and I didn't know who was on the show. So.
Boy, these twists, there ain't no braids.
This is an idiot.
Out of Anna, Texas, the seasoned queen, Boney Maroney, Skinny Minnie, Coco, Darling Nikki, the glamour herself. What up, queen?
Hey, family. How are you guys today?
We're good.
I don't think she was talking to us. And next,
I'm telling you, responding for the people.
Out of East Garland, Texas, by way of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in this imbroglio she's still involved in. Google it. The educator, Amoeba. What up, queen?
Good evening, everybody.
All I know is you better get your title.
And to the baby queen, formerly known as Blake's mama. Currently known as Bronx's mama.
Don't do that.
Lee, Mama Lee, talk to the people queen.
Da 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 da. It's the one and only.
All right, we got Ben Studworth in the house. What's up, BS3?
Hey, Ben.
Got Aunt Marita in the building. Says,
hey,
my
Marita.
beautiful family.
Good evening.
Say something to Mika and Lily them too.
Oh. Hey, wait a minute. I want to know if Ben cried in the car. Ben, tell us in the comments.
Did you cry in the car on Friday night, sir?
I want to know.
Shalina said, I'm Rick James, B. Dr. Selena says,
hey Selena.
Be doctor.
Then she says, call me a blow pop, okay? So she'll sucker for love. Rita says, hey, family.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. So just a quick reminder to please click the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube. Yes, we are live on Roku TV. So search BS3 TV and download today. So let's dig right on in. Well, before we do that, I got to shout out to my son, the youngest twin, Kobe. What's up,
Hey, nephew.
All right. So some people have been known to do crazy things when in love, especially during the early stages of a relationship. The Urban Dictionary definition says someone who is in a desperate search for love. In some cases, it's so bad that the person is dating someone who is using them for sex.
Ooh.
They don't even notice and need a wake-up call. So let's start with the baby queen. Why do people do stupid things for love? Go.
Sometimes it's because the other person may be leading them on, or they think they're more than what their relationship really is. So sometimes, and I can say, I'll speak for myself. In my younger days, you may assume that it's a relationship, but y'all haven't quite gotten there yet. So you may go into it like, well, we ain't dating other people. Well, you might not be dating other people.
Okay.
They may be dating other people. So having that conversation, and we've had that conversation before, how much communication is needed,
right,
to have those conversations before we do those crazy antics. I wanted to throw some shade right there, but I won't.
Wow.
But yeah, so
Oh my.
This ain't the
I
show
might do
we're
it
on.
later.
All right. Mika, why
Uh,
do people do stupid things for love?
Woo.
Because I mean, again, some people are just not even. I hate to use the word desperate, but they're. I think they've been through so much, or they may think it's their last chance at love, or they'll never get a chance again, or if they feel like they put their heart out there, they can change that person's mind
You're
to
gonna be the
make
last one to do me wrong.
to change their mind to get them where they are. And like Alicia said, they haven't communicated, or they're making something. They're making a relationship out of a situationship or a sexual relationship. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nicole, why do
Yeah,
people do stupid things for love?
I think that a lot of people are, well, not really. I don't know what the percentage would be, but I think that there is a lot of people out there that really are so desperate for love that they will accept any kind of relationship, and they'll fall in love with anybody just because they want to be in love, and they'll let that person, like you say, not only just use them for sex, but use them for other things. It could be money or any other anything, but just because they just ignore all the red flags because they want to be in love so badly. And like you said earlier, all of us have been in that situation where we have been suckers for love, and some are still suckers for love.
Okay. Well, as we all know, there are a variety of reasons why people do stupid things for love. Dr. Marnie Furman, which is a psychotherapist and author, said that during an interview with Insider that when people fall in love, they actually experience a surge of hormones and neurotransmitters that make them feel good. So Halle Berry in that movie Monsters Ball wasn't the only one saying, "Make me feel good."
This is dumb.
So they say such chemistry overrides our logical, rational thought. She says that can lead to you doing things that you might not otherwise. So also another article published in the media journal, Motivation and Emotion, people who are head over heels in love have been shown to have less cognitive control. As reported by Science Data, 43 study volunteers who had been in a romantic relationship for 6 months or less were asked to differentiate between vital and not so vital information as quickly as possible. The outcome, it appeared that the more in love they were, the less able they were to ignore irrelevant, not so vital information. So what, what they're saying is that the more in love they were, the more they paid attention to stuff that wasn't
don't
important.
matter. That don't
Okay,
matter.
so how that translates is that I'm new in love. I'm wrapped up in the stuff that don't matter about you instead of the stuff that matters about you. So this is science that you suckers for love. It's something in your brain system.
Sucker.
Any comments about those articles and those studies from any of you?
I think that's very true. Because when you're in a new situation, you're hypersensitive to everything that's going on, right? About that person. So you looking at everything. Certain stuff that you really wouldn't look on maybe 5 years from now. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Am I looking too deep in this? You had them conversations with your girls. Girl, this is what happened. I went off on him for this. And then you go back and think about it. But like, that wasn't even a reason to really go off. But yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay.
Those are facts.
I don't know who this is on BS3 Network. Maybe it's B. And he said people want to be loved and will sometimes do anything to get it. What's up, homeboy? This is the true definition of homeboy right here. Live right down the street from us, Mr. Jackson. What's going on, my man?
Hello, Mr. Jackson.
Hey.
Let's see. Weeda says some do it because they have low self-esteem,
Right?
And some because they don't like being alone. True.
Well, yeah. I think we all know somebody that don't like to be alone.
Yeah.
That's always in a relationship.
Yeah. I don't like to be alone, but I don't like to be with nobody either.
Dang.
Dr. Belita said facts. That is great information. Ashanique says they're emotionally invested and start putting blinders on. Ignorance is bliss for some.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can consider ignorance is bliss is a cliche, but I think a lot of things that are cliche for a reason.
Mhm.
All right, so let's give this question, start with the educator. Let me let her finish Kroger brand soda first.
It's a good one too, y'all.
Shasta,
Spindrift.
high top.
Spindrift sparkling
Nikki know what high top is. She used
Yeah, I
to
know what the high top is.
a piece on them high top. So Mika, would you be willing to be a sucker for love?
Not willing, but have been. So I don't think anybody's willing to be a sucker for love unless you're a sucker for love for your husband or your wife. So you'll be a sucker for love for the right person or for your spouse.
I was gonna say you can kind of play on sucker for love in a couple different
Yeah, that's true.
But not out in these streets just being a sucker.
Doing sucker-ish.
Doing sucker-ish.
Okay. Lily, would you be willing to be a sucker for love?
For the right reasons.
Fantastic answer.
For the right reasons.
All right.
Absolutely.
Nicole, would you be willing to be a sucker for love?
Yes, I agree with Alicia for the right reason, and Mika for the right reason. Yes, but I have also been a sucker for love many times. So
many a days.
And
Okay, but
I had a front row seat for about 5 or 6 right there.
See
what she do too?
Yeah, what happened? Give us one example.
Now is not the time.
That ain't y'all business.
Monique says spindrift.
Yeah.
Oh, she shouting out that water. We need a deal then. Endorsement.
Okay, so Nikki, let me ask you this. So you have been a sucker for love. Is there an example you'd like to give us on how you were a sucker for love?
Woo!
Well,
a good one.
Yeah, Lily, check your private chat, please.
I don't know which one I would like to use.
No names.
Please. I'm not gonna give names. I could give names.
Yeah.
But I'm not. No, I don't. I'm just gonna leave it there because some people might be able to because some people may be able to figure it out who I'm talking about and that's listening to the podcast.
Justin says, I think we all are for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Everett says no one wants to be alone, and that's why most people in love wear their heart on their shoulders and take their thoughts and feelings to the extreme. And there is nothing wrong with being in love as long as you understand what love is.
Yeah, and knowing what love is versus toxic love. Okay,
right.
So a lot of people stay in toxic situations when they should flee, and that is not for the right reason. So.
Okay, so Mika, have you been a sucker for love, and what is an example of that?
Oh my God!
Let me tell you a story.
Oh no, because mine are too obvious, y'all. I've had very few relationships. Let's just say
that we know of.
No,
she didn't say situationships. She said
relationships.
And then she didn't say relations.
Very few of all of them. All of them. Okay? Let's just say I've been in the same place with the girl that he was with, and I allowed him to talk me out of him.
No, say that again.
You let him talk you out of what?
Not believing he was with that girl too. Like, we were both dating him and didn't know it.
And he sweet talked you into place.
But you knew it.
But I knew it. I was like, if he take one more drink over there.
Wait, what?
But
you ain't told Lily this, so that had to be bad.
Oh, this was back in the gap. This was a long time ago, y'all.
Okay. Man. So Mika, you just made me think of one that I can tell that y'all won't know who it is. Ted may know who it is, but
hang on.
Y'all
I'm
know
gonna
who it
let you
is.
tell it in a minute. Justin say ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Oh,
And then he said, "Damn, he got some game."
But a sister was 26 too. I was dumb.
That's
And
too old.
no, I had just gotten out of a relationship. She was,
vulnerable.
yes.
All right, Monique said, "I think most have, especially when we are inexperienced." And the kid says, "Love
Love
versus
versus
lust."
lust.
Okay, Nikki, go ahead and tell your
Okay.
story.
Tell your
So I'm glad
story.
Mika said that because that made me think about one that I can share. Anyway, so when Timlin and I were in high school, we were seniors in high school, and this particular guy knew my family, but I'm not going. He knew my family. He was around my uncle Melvin's age.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Go ahead.
and
Ted, put it in private chat.
y'all not gonna know him.
Y'all not
won't
gonna know.
him.
I could tell y'all. Man, y'all wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, y'all would know him.
Okay.
So Timlin and I would hang out with him and his frat brothers. He was an Omega, so we would hang out with them,
Man,
go to
trying to
parties.
draw niggas. I mean, people close.
What?
I said you sure trying to point people in that right direction. Boy.
Yeah, I'm just telling
You
y'all.
give too many details. You don't know.
Nobody on this podcast is gonna know who I'm talking about.
Shit.
Except for maybe Ted.
Look here.
And I found out he said he wasn't with. Listen, he said he wasn't with anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was young. I was a senior in high school. So he said he wasn't with anybody. Come to find out, he was with somebody. And I found out through somebody else. He didn't tell me. Somebody else told me. Mm-hmm. And not only was he with somebody, that somebody they were secretly married.
The plot thickens, man.
So I'm not gonna tell all the details.
Well, let me just say, I'm gonna say what I say. If you want to talk about a sucker, I was so that means I had to be about 15, okay, 14 to 15, somewhere in there. And I was old enough to know she was being a sucker for love. It was that obvious, you know. So Justin talking about, I want to know. Let's see. Hey, Weeda says y'all need to be asking the young mothers that be buying their boyfriend for that year older model cars and SUVs with 22-inch tires and rims with an expensive sound system. Andrea Lynn says these niggas ain't love Mika. And she goes, "Hey y'all, I miss y'all ladies."
Hey girl.
Lily, you got any stories you want to tell?
This one, this is probably
Take your time.
This is probably the best one. It's probably the best one, but this is when I was young. I was probably about 18, 19. And I was dating this guy. And we were at his apartment. So he had some roommates and we all in there watching a movie. And we hear some pounding at the door. And you know how when you had somebody else, how's your heart drop? When somebody knocking on the door that hard, you like,
what's about to happen?
What's about to happen? And all you hear is his baby mama going in. So I'm like trying to tighten up my shit. I'm about to have to fight to get up out of here. And she going in. And I let him come back in there, and she was giving very specific details about what they had did that day.
Oh my!
She know he got somebody in there, just going in. And I'm like, he's like, ain't nobody in here, but he would never let her in. Like he fighting her out the door, right?
She was stalking him all day.
Yes. So close the door, and he come in there, and I'm like, what is going on? He like, nah, she tripping. Like she do this with everybody I started dating. Sucker. I should have known, but I was sitting there being a sucker because ain't no female about to come over there acting crazy when you ain't told her something different.
Well, he turned out to be a good daddy for these kids, though.
Now you know that wasn't no. my dick of water.
What's up, brother Law?
Hey, hey, Ted.
See, that's why I don't want to tell. That's why I ain't gonna tell no stories.
Nope, and it ain't got nothing. I was
That's-
18,
I
19.
just cut
I
it
didn't even know
short.
Brandon then. But yes, I was a sucker. But that night when I left, she was still outside.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I made it to the car and she was walking over to my car. And I was like, girl, are you still here? That's why I said, she like, get out the car. I said, I'm not about to fight you over a dude that is not even mine anymore. You can have that. But yeah, sucker.
Uh-oh. So this ain't the comment I'm saying about. She goes, the bros will have you suckers. And man says, not still outside.
Still
But
outside.
it took mama a long time to type to.
Yeah,
But
mama knows.
I know
Get
who
my mama,
Nicole
she
talking
know.
about. I know she knows.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous time. I thought I was gonna have to fight my way up out that apartment.
And then, mama, you keep your mouth shut. Don't tell nobody.
Mama
Because
done
your
been a
sister's
sucker for
already
love,
calling.
too.
Just
know.
to go follow.
It's always been Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Always an Omega, huh?
Girl, that showed us a good time, though.
Did you have your pocket knife? No, Justin. This was back in my prime. I had nothing but these hands, and I was ready.
Just said you
Nothing
have
but
a
these
pocket
hands.
knife on you.
We should have had Justin call in and talk about the times he done been a sucker for love.
See,
Oh, we would have to have an
I done
extended
made
show
people
for
leave
him.
Chuck apartment right in the middle of everybody. You got to go.
Justin, I'm not telling the story. That's Ted.
oh my God.
But we would have to have an extended show for him.
Look at that.
Sheesh.
It was Lake Drive, man. It wasn't no Lake Street.
Yeah, I was saying, what is Pumpkin talking about?
It's Lake Drive. Ashnik says not too much on the Omegas now. And Andrea said, child, I done found braids in the bed and earrings. God damn.
Oh my!
Dog.
Justin
And if
said,
that-
hey now, hey. See, look.
And
You
if
know
you
what
have
we
found
said,
braids in the
uh,
bed, they was having a
Good old time.
Yeah, they was
Yeah,
having
Justin,
fun.
you better tell him to hush and not tell your business now.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Justin.
Test,
Let's
hush.
see.
Okay, Ted, what about your time for being a sucker for love?
So let's go on to the next
See?
question.
Ted, no, you.
You gotta tell a story too.
Sucker,
Well, I
sucker.
ain't gonna tell no. It's so many stories. Hell, I ain't been in a relationship that I ain't been a sucker for love in. I don't
Just
know what
give
you're
us
talking
one.
about. Every last one of them. You know, you can look back on and say that you've been suckerish for, and guess what?
Suckerish.
I don't even have any regrets about being a sucker for. If you want to know the truth, see, I'm like this. I'm of the firm belief that when you have that head over heels feeling in love and that stage and stuff like that, I recognize that. Do you understand that there are some people who will live and die and never experience that in their life?
Oh yeah.
So I don't even take that for granted, you know.
Yeah.
Even though it is fleeting, even though it is a situation that will likely not last, right? I still don't take it for granted, and I have no regrets about it. Every time I done been a sucker for love, it has been beneficial to me in one way or another. You know, I've gotten some out of it short term, or I've gotten some out of it long term, or both. You know, so again, I can't tell if there's a situation where I ain't been a sucker for love. Hell, and one of the most earliest and often ones is Kobe is on here right now. His mama had my nose so wide open. Matter of fact, you know, so hey, it just is what it is, you know.
That's true.
But I don't regret it, and I do it over and over again. Nikki, do you remember this friend of yours? We were at a basketball game. We walked by. We were going to some basketball game. You were in front of me. Her little sister was in the stands, and I like kind of pretended like I was going to make her fall out of the stands. Well, for whatever reason, we end up, I guess Nikki knew her sister or whatever. So me and little sister started talking. Okay, that was like one of the first girls I started talking to on the phone. You know how mama knew I was like a sucker for love right then at that early age? Because when she called, I actually put my plate down and took the phone call. And mama said, oh, hell, I noticed.
Yeah.
So, again, there's not a relationship I think I've been in that I haven't to a certain extent at some point been a sucker for love. Now sometimes it's early and those red flags get to popping off or whatnot, and you shoot the deuces. It ain't going down. But in every major relationship that I've been in, I've been suckerish.
Yeah.
And ain't got no problem with it. Let's see. Hold on. Mama says, "Pay me, Nicole, and I will close the door."
You can go ahead and tell because I'm not paying you.
That's called blackmail.
God,
Yeah,
no.
she's gonna try to blackmail me. So now that's not.
And she's doing it on the air. So now
Yes.
you are guilty of a crime online.
Yeah, and I was gonna send her some money anyway today, but now she ain't getting it now.
Okay, so Weeda says, Nicole, I knew back then that were one incident that didn't travel through the family.
Sure was.
See, there wasn't no such thing here because Mama told everything.
Yes.
Let's see. Lakeisha says, I agree, Ivan, for sure. I never regret anything. It's a lesson or a blessing.
Right.
Ever says, the thing about being a sucker for love is you learn what not to do in your next relationship. And Brandy says, Corey changed my tire when it was below 10 degrees and we had AAA. He was a sucker and I fell in a deeper love after that.
That's all right.
Keisha, what's going on, Keisha?
Hey, Keisha.
Kirby's in the house. What's going on?
Hey, Kirby.
Peace and love to all.
Peace and love.
Pastor in the house. Say, I can make you put your plate
Yes.
down.
Come on, Erica, my dude.
I can make it.
Okay, so before we go to the streets of talking, let me ask this question. We're talking about love this, love that, sucker for love. But Tina Turner asked it best. What does love got to do with it? Does love even matter? Let's start with Lily. Does love even matter at the end of the day? Should we be wrapped up in love when it comes to relationship? Is that something we paying too much attention to, considering what love is? Should we be taking more practical measures in determining mates for ourselves?
That's a loaded question.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be some type of love to be in that relationship and to want to continue with that person. I won't say that it's the end all be all because you can love somebody and not be with them.
Right.
But I think that you have to have love as part of that relationship building and part of that.
But it may not be eros love, which is the romantic love. It may be agape love, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Before we go to Mika, a couple of comments. We got my work son in the house, Austin Smith. He's talking about, hey,
Austin.
Big man, Ivan. That's Bishop Moose Leaf. He handled all the prayers for us on the yacht last summer. Brandon says, what is life without love? A blast? I don't know.
What did you say?
I said a blast? Shit, I don't know. Dr. Selena says love is an ingredient, but not the whole recipe.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Very true.
Keisha said, if I marry again, I'm not married for love. I'm married for money. Wow. I don't want to love anyone else. Wow.
That's my friend.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Akia says the type of love matters. Self-love matters, and then love for God. Okay. All right. Nikki, we're going to go to you on this. Does love even matter? Do we put too much in it? Should we be taking more practical things into consideration and not so much love?
I think that love does matter. And it's not the whole, like Alicia was saying, basically, it's not like it's the whole, they just actually, that's the only thing that's important. There's other things that are important to consider too, as well.
Yeah. Such
as how the person treats you, how, things of that nature.
Is the sex good?
Yes.
My.
Of course, that should be number one.
Is that check in every
Oh, wow. Oh,
Is
wow.
that check
I'm just only saying what you
I
think.
can't fall in love if the sex ain't no good.
See?
Shut up. Oh my God.
That'll hope somebody right there.
Okay. Hope them in a good way.
And a hope him, baby.
But yeah, that's not everything. But love is very important, though.
And Lynn said, "Dang, I'm at work. I'm listening though, but I gotta drive."
She's driving a bus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Who hadn't answered that question? Mika?
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a minute, Shamika. Brian H-Rap in the building. Say good evening,
Hey,
family.
Brian.
What's up,
Good
H-Rap?
evening.
Good evening.
And we will be back on the forecast next week. Brian, remind me what we reviewing. Just Mercy, I believe. Just
Oh, I
Mercy.
love that
next week.
movie.
Yeah.
Did I watch that?
Yeah. So next week we'll be back on the forecast at 8:30 Monday night. Justin says love is the finished product. Golden Brooks, living my life like it's golden. So, hey, beautiful people. A-Trap said I like that, Justin. Yeah, laughing. Dog was Kirby, you know the deal. I can't fall in love, man. Cousin Diane said I'm late, but this sounds good. Hey, family. What's up? Let's see. Keisha says love doesn't matter. It can't make you make an ass out of yourself. It can make you make an ass out of yourself. I don't care about sex. I almost don't want no joker touching me. And let me just say this. So your goals is in conflict. Because you said you want to marry for money, but you don't want no sucker touching you. It ain't gonna happen.
If you want the money, he gonna have to touch you.
News flash.
Unless he 87.
Flash. So you got a lot to overcome. Number one, he gotta want to touch you. Number two, he gotta be able to touch you at his discretion, and then you can get the money.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get them coins without.
Ain't figuring that out. Hey, I'm telling you, H-Rap, exactly. All right, Mika, does love even matter? And then we'll get to these streets and see what the hell they talking about.
Yes, it matters, but it's not the end all be all. So when you talk about being with someone, you want not only love, you want respect, you want loyalty, you want honesty. So that's just a piece of the puzzle. So it matters, but it's not the whole thing. So like Selena said, it's just an ingredient in the recipe.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say not only is it an ingredient, it is the main ingredient. If you don't have this ingredient in the recipe, you may as well throw the
gotta be there.
away.
Absolutely.
Okay? You may as well throw it away if it is not in the recipe. So I think it is the most important thing. Right?
Definitely important.
Again, it's from Man Talk Mondays talked about love on their Valentine's Day show last night. And they talked about love being an action word and being a choice, you know, and unfortunately, too often we get caught up in the emotion of love as opposed to the business of love.
Right.
All right. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Golden says, I'm driving, but this is interesting. Keisha says, yes, it will. Kirby says, love will get you straight when you love the relationship. Okay. A-Trap says she may be able to catch one of these jokers with ED. Monique says love is an action. Keisha said the guy I'm seeing now gives the money, but I honestly don't think anyone can ever truly love someone wholeheartedly. Ooh, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you can.
I don't know if
See, I'm gonna tell you like this. I love some people wholeheartedly that that there's absolutely no chance that we're going to be in a long-term relationship with, but I love them wholeheartedly, right? And I think the feeling is mutual. Let's see. Kia says we get too caught up in the looks of love. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a great point.
That's true.
I'll give you that one. Everett says love matters, but it depends on the maturity of the individual. Love is mental as well as physical.
Yes.
Brian says, I like that last night's that love is an action word. Absolutely. You got to do something with it. She says A-Trap.
A-Trap.
I don't know if she's trying to say A-Trap or if she's trying to say
A-Trap.
Oh, she's trying to say A-Trap. That'll be fine. Mr. ED would be great.
Yes.
Rita says, read what Jesus Christ said about love, then y'all reconsider how important love is. It's important.
It's very important.
As long as it's that, right? And what he says about it being patient and kind, not boastful and things of that nature. So if it's that, then it's most definitely important. Shanique says a lot of people have a different idea of what love is. Absolutely.
True story.
All right. And now time for a quick break. And we will start Lili's segment.
The streets are talking.
Mika ain't even trying to dance
Oh,
no
I'm
more.
going to say sis must be tired today, honey, because she didn't have no energy.
Sis tired.
Coming in here. But yes, the streets are talking. So last week, I think we talked a little bit about the whole Kanye and Kim thing, and I said I wasn't going to touch it. But this week, I have to touch it considering our topic is Sucker for Love. So Kanye continues to apply that pressure to get his family back, right? And the streets are saying he may be taking it a little bit too far. So for Valentine's Day, he sent Kim a truck full of roses. Even though she has confirmed her relationship with Pete Davidson, they are out and about. They're not hiding from the public. They holding hands, they kissing, all this kind of stuff. Kanye said that he wants his family back. Huh?
You said they kissing.
They kiss and all that. Kanye said he wants his family back and he's determined to do whatever it takes. He is posting all of their text messages, all of them. And also calling, he's nicknamed Pete Skeet. He's like uploading pictures of him and Kim and cropping him out of it, or
childish.
and Xing him out of the picture. Like, he is on a whole nother level. Everybody's like, Kanye, please get the help that you need, because he's out of there. So, and he's allegedly put out threats pretty much saying that he'll get him taken care of.
What?
I bet.
Yeah. So
I was gonna go there without even knowing that. I said they better be careful because this fool is.
And it was even said that he was trying to hide in the bushes by Kim's house, but he purchased the house across the street.
Yeah,
but they're saying that he was hiding in the bushes. Allegedly, he was hiding in the bushes and trying to catch her and Pete and all that kind of stuff. And the conversation that she posted today pretty much asked him to stop doing it, because things are getting scary now, not only for her, but the kids. Because if you think about it, he's doing stuff that not only affects his kids see what he's doing too,
Right.
especially North. She's the oldest one, so she knows what's going on. And he's basically said that he's not going to stop until he gets his family back. So do you think that with the theme of today's show, is Kanye a true sucker for love, or is he taking things too far?
He a sucker, but it ain't for love. He just a sucker in general. A kid says he's trying to manipulate, bully, and bug Kim back, and don't even really want her back. Which I think is at the end of the day, he don't, but we want what we can't have, so to speak. Right?
He just don't want her to be with anybody else.
Definitely narcissistic tactics. Let's see. Kirby said Yeezy tripping. Derek says passion can be dangerous. Very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Keisha said them Kardashian gals make them men crazy. Lamar Odom hasn't been the same since he got tied up.
He has not.
Sheesh.
Didn't he buy the house right across the street from him?
Yeah, he bought a house across the street from her, but he said that he did that so that he can have access to the kids whenever. But I'm like, no, it's more to the story. But he's going hard. Like, stuff he do, it's something new every day, but it's like he's amping it up every day. He going a step further. So I'm like, y'all think it's cute and funny, because some people are like, ain't nothing wrong with what he's doing, but other people are saying people that have been in toxic relationships and toxic elements, that's what they think, that's the norm, and that's not normal.
Yeah,
that's not normal at all.
Monique said, sounds like he's had a mental break. He needs to seek help. That's been the case for a long time.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the memes of him at the Super Bowl, and they were
Yeah.
Yes, I saw.
showing
Oh
what,
yeah.
what his game, what he was looking like, because he
Right.
had this thing over his head or whatever. And you done hired Antonio
Antonio Brown.
Brown
Yeah,
Yes.
to
Avery.
be the sports something for
Yeah, he's
I heard
like
that
under
this
over
morning.
Donda Sports in his
yeah, Donda
company.
Sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I hate that's not cute.
A-Trap says he's a psycho for love.
Yeah.
Justin said he is tripping hard. Kia says he did this first time she filed for divorce, but she went right back, so it stopped. Golden says my opinion is just that, my opinion, but why do this? Clown feels like this is the way to get his family back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you go about it that way?
But
I
Kanye
mean-
hasn't been the same since his mom passed away.
Right.
He
Yeah.
hasn't, and I don't think that he has seeked any kind of professional help, but he does need to, for real.
I think that he goes in waves though, because if you notice, Kanye will be kind of on the straight and narrow for a little bit, and then he'll do something drastic. And it's almost like at that time, are you not taking your meds?
Yeah,
You know what,
possibly
like what's
he
going
not- he may
on
not be.
there?
Yeah, or it could be a situation where you're not on meds at all,
Right.
and then the disease is doing what it does, which is
Yeah.
swings, right?
Yeah.
You know, because it swings
Sometimes
back
it's
and
good,
forth,
sometimes it's not.
right? It's
Yeah.
a chemical imbalance. So
Mhm.
sometimes it's imbalanced, sometimes it's not. You know, et
Right.
cetera, et cetera.
I really like Kanye, so I
feel
I've been
bad
a
for him.
Kanye fan since.
Apparently, A-Trap does it. He goes, he's a clown before he got rich. He's a childish man.
I've always liked Kanye, his music and everything when he first came out, but it's just it's sad to see the road he's traveled, especially like Nikki said, after his mom, everything kind of turned for him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think he ever dealt with that the way he should have.
Yeah.
The kid says people with mental and behavioral issues have cycles.
Yes.
Weeda says Kanye should not worry about Kim's boyfriend. That's not going to last long. That man cannot put it out like Kim wanted to. He cannot bring it like a brother. God.
I've heard a lot of other men say that too
Yo,
about him.
Well, Pete Davidson keep getting the honeys. He doing something right. Derek says everyone has been just as crazy as Kanye about somebody. Talk about it. He goes, you stalked someone to some degree when you wanted them and they didn't want you. Kanye just has money to take his stalking to a whole other level.
Sure, right.
You
Because
own
it's
it.
a different
You own
level.
it. You
Yeah.
own it. Brian says I've known him for years. When he was a little boy, he acted the same way. Yeah, he's from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Kirby says, so did we go get him the ones that can get close to him? What? Do we go get him the ones that can get close to him? I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe he wants us to go get him and say,
Go get them to help him.
Yeah. So it's pretty sad. Do we got time for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all girl is back in the headlines too. Shakari, however you say her name.
I was thinking about her just the other day.
Yeah, she's back out there, and she kind of went in on her Twitter rant yesterday. But some people saying she has the right to do so. She has the right to kind of push back and question some things. So Camila Valeva, I think that's how you say her name. She tests positive for a banned substance, but she was still allowed to participate in the Beijing Olympics. So Shakari
Who was
said
that tested positive?
this 15-year-old.
Camilla.
She's 16.
16.
Competing in the Winter Olympics.
In the
Did
Winter
they say
Olympics.
what her sport was?
I don't remember what her sport was.
I don't remember her sport either.
I don't remember that being talked about in the article that I read, but it said that she was still allowed to participate in the Beijing Olympics. Shakari claims that it's a skin thing. She said, can somebody make it clear to her why she was benched pretty much?
Yeah.
But this girl was allowed to go ahead and participate. She said, I smoked some weed. I didn't do anything performance enhancing, but the drug or the banned substance that the Camila took is supposed to be some type of enhancement, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
But they said their reasoning and their for letting her continue to participate said that that she is a protected person. So whatever that means, it says that she has a different set of rules, and I'm thinking that's because she's underage.
Her age.
Yeah, so they have a different set of rules for those that are participants, but some people are saying no matter what
Yeah,
age
it doesn't
it
make
is,
it still don't make
if
sense.
it's something that's a banned substance, no matter whether you're 15,
Right.
16, or 20, you should not be allowed. Okay, figure skater. You should not be allowed to participate if you're gonna do that. It should be the same way across the board.
Well,
So
see, when you start talking about protected people, I immediately start thinking about such things as Americans with Disabilities Act, right? ADA, there may be some other, mental situations that cause you to take certain medications that may be on the banned substance list, or I don't know what they mean by protected individual.
that's kind of how they put it. They put it in quotes in the article, and that's just based on her age. It's just a different set of rules.
What country is she in? She's a U.S. athlete as well?
I don't think so.
No, she's not a U.S. athlete.
I don't think so. I'll have to go back and look at that. But a lot of people were just saying that, protected or not, she was tested positive for a banned substance, so she should not be allowed to participate.
Yeah, and if it's not, so that's right. If she's under a different circumstance, different rules, then it should have never been published to say she tested positive for a banned substance.
Exactly.
If there's different rules, it's not banned in her thing.
Exactly.
In her class or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but some people are saying that it is truly a race thing. Like they were against Sha'Carri from the beginning, so anything that she was gonna do, they were gonna look for a way to out her. But then other people are saying no, Sha'Carri did what she did. She smoked weed. She knew that she had the Olympics coming up. She knew that she would have to be tested for that, and all that kind of stuff. And but Sha'Carri basically said, I was dealing with stuff that I'm, a lot of trauma basically, and the death of her birth mother. So
Pastor Smith, people still looking for equality. Has privilege not taught us anything? Stop looking for equality.
Yep. So she is white then. Yeah. So that was another big thing, and she was just kind of going off. And I think they should give her, like she said, I want somebody like for real to explain to me what makes it different. And I think they owe her that.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this: if she quote unquote is truly in a protected class, then there may be some restrictions as to what they can say about what that is, but then again, saying she's in a protected class could also just be a way of deflecting. They know if they put that out there, then you can't push too hard. We said she's in a protected class, so, Golden, first of all, Atra says, thank you, Derek. And then Golden Brook says it is race. A-Trap said bingo, Justin. All right. Thank you, Lily, for those streets are talking words. Just a couple of more
bless you
topics or questions, subtopics around this sucker for love, and then we'll give our final thoughts. So we'll start with Nikki and ask this question. Why do I act stupid around my crush? Why do people act stupid around their crush? They just crushing on people. Why do people act stupid around their crush? You see it played out in a lot of sitcoms and movies.
Because maybe they just don't know how. They just so giddy and just crushing on them so hard that they're just. I don't know. It's just hard for them to express what they want to say or how to act around them. I've been around somebody that I was, that I first met and really was feeling, and then all of a sudden you like when you're alone with them or whatever around them, you're just like you just can't put into words what you want to say. You just like, oh, I can't believe it. He's so cute, and he chose me. So you just never know. That's what people do.
Yeah,
even guys do that.
I remember one time.
Yeah, Brandon did that.
I can see him doing that.
Just playing.
This is about 8 years or so ago. This chick I was dating, I'd only been divorced for about 6 months or so. and we were out of town, and she had family in this town, and so she was with one of her cousins or whatever, going to one of the cousins' volleyball game. So her and her cousin, after the volleyball game, came back to the hotel room, and while she was gone, I went to like the indoor swimming pool at the hotel and stuff like that. So they came back, and she was sitting on the side of the bed where I was watching TV, and her friend was sitting close by. And like I said, this was still new, you know, whatever. And so I'm still in that mode of I got to say the right shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was very uncomfortable with silence at the time. You know, it was an awkward silence that happened. So I said some of the dumbest shit. I was like, the pool felt good. And I could tell it was some stupid shit, you know, right? And they was like, oh, really? Okay. You know, so I thought to myself, I'm like, man, that is some stupid. So that's the one time that I really felt like I was acting stupid around my crush. So, Mika, why do you act stupid around your crush?
I think we get in our own heads.
Yeah.
And you just kind of, when I say I've done it where I've stumbled over words or, you know, may have said, you know, like I've said some dumb stuff. And then when he leaves or I go to the car, I'm like, I cannot believe I said that.
You replay the moment.
Yeah, you're like, why would you say that?
Yes.
Or, you know, your nails look good. And he's like, what? My nails? Like you just find the dumbest stuff and you just, or when you hug them or you like, oh my gosh, and it's an awkward hug. So yeah, I've been there, done that. So
you give him a church hug.
It's a side hug. Good to see you.
And she be shaking like this. She be shaking like.
What you talking about, Lynn? Keep touching me.
About Mika giving her church hugs.
H-Rap says because these suck ass dudes want to feel superior, so I feel a lot of these ladies dumb themselves down to make them feel better. Now, I'm gonna say this.
That's a good point.
I think that is absolutely. Let me play this. If these ladies dumb themselves down, then they dumb. Let me just put it like that. You know, if you dumb yourself down for a dude, you dumb. You need to be moving around anyway. Let me just be quiet. Weeda says, I'll just have a few drinks instead of acting goofy around my crush. Yeah.
Oh, she said I get loose, but let me get these drinks in my system.
Ted, do you remember
forgot how to spell Nikki's name?
Wait, Ted, do you remember that one time when you and Rosie lived on Lake?
Yeah.
And I met the guy that I met that I was telling you about before, that I seen him years later, and he was with another girl at the Walmart or whatever. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. We had a big party, I had too much to drink. We
had several big parties, but go ahead.
No, and this particular party, I had way too much to drink.
I remember that.
And I went and
you started on
out.
that. You started on Jack Daniels with your coworker.
Yes, I had Jack Daniels straight. Okay, so we started on.
And
that.
I walked in on you in the bathroom, and you was reaching around the back of the toilet for something.
Yes, and I went to sleep. I went to sleep after that. And then
woke up at 11 o'clock, ready to party.
Yeah, I jumped up like I was never ever drinking anything but water.
Yeah. But I don't remember no guy.
And that was my first time bringing him around, y'all.
So
it was my very first time.
Was that conversation awkward after that?
No, it really wasn't.
Okay.
It really wasn't. He was nerdier than any guy that I ever dated anyway.
Oh, that's why it wasn't awkward then.
He was lame.
He said, I just happy to be in the midst.
Yeah, he thought there was some cool stuff happening. Kirby says, ladies lose themselves at time. It's cute to me, though. I find it funny. Okay. Mika, you was about to say why you act stupid around your crush, or did you answer that question?
I did.
Okay, Lily, why you act stupid around your crush?
We just trying to feel them out a little bit. And we don't know really what to do. I think a lot of the times I'm not saying stuff. I'm just quiet. Like I'll get real quiet. I won't say too much and be like,
And no, you be running your mouth any other time.
be like, yeah. And you try to act real cute. That's how that's what I try to do. I try to act real cute and I'm quiet.
And you be ordering salads and shit.
Nuh-uh. Because I ain't gonna set you up for the okie doke. Because I ain't ordering no salad when we go out when we get in this relationship. So,
Wow.
um,
So the professionals say you may be trying so hard to avoid making a mistake that you end up acting foolishly. Or you may be so enamored of your crush that your brain turns off when you're around them, making you look and act stupid.
come on, enamored.
Now, of course, remember we asked when we asked earlier the question, why do people do stupid things for love? And those doctors and whatnot talked about the cognitive decline and less cognitive control and the chemistry overrides and stuff like that. So chances are there's the beginning stages of that with the crush as well, right? To where there's some chemical something going on.
So the next time I fall, if I fall for a goofy boy, I'm gonna say it's chemical, right? It's the
What?
So if I'm a sucker for love next time, and I can blame it on the chemicals in my brain.
That's what the song said.
No.
You can blame it on the alcohol and the chemicals.
I blamed it on that before.
Let me ask you this question. We're gonna start with Mika here. Does love make you weak?
In the knees.
That's
what SWV said.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's it.
No, does it? In what way does it make you weak? Like,
you tell me.
I think love, actual true love, should strengthen you, right? It should add to you. I don't think it should make you weak. Maybe I'm reading too much into that.
No, there's no wrong answer. Okay. Golden says, did he look like A-Trap? I think he's asking about Nikki's boyfriend.
What?
He asking about the dude
that was a nerd
that was at the party.
Oh yeah, he was a good nerd, and that didn't last long.
Ooh, okay. Andrew said it does. I think love makes you weak. Okay. Derek says the chemicals are responsive rather than causative. Okay. All right.
Andrea, why does it make you weak? I'm interested to know what she said.
Yeah, I want to know.
Because sometimes you can be so in love with somebody that you just, every time you're around him, you just feel weak in the knees.
You just know, anything he says goes. That can really make you a true sucker.
I don't know if that's weak. I think that's dumb, right?
What?
No.
You said anything goes?
Oh, no, I didn't say anything goes. I didn't say that. I said that sometimes you can be so in love with somebody, with a person, that you will feel like you're, that you are weak in the knees every time you're around him. And feel
but I did say, when she said that, I did say where anything goes, and you're just like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been on some kind of double date situations to where I've had a partner of mine afterwards when we're doing the debrief, he says, man, no, it's not enough vocabulary around you, is it? So he done picked up the fact that it's yes to everything, Let's see. Ashanique says, I could see it making you weak. Love can make you let your guard down, which I guess can make you more, make you more so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Kirby says, I said they lose themselves or lose themselves. And Andrea,
I like the word soften better.
Yeah, because sometimes I would do anything just because I love him so much. Keisha says, yes, love can make you weak. You be all googly behind the old dude. You lose your good senses, your good sense. I had a dude move in with me and didn't realize it until he said my car was out.
Wow, Keisha.
Okay, Lily, did you answer the question? Does love make you weak?
Nikki, you said
I
Nikki?
did.
Yeah, I said Lily. Did you answer?
Oh, me? Oh, I said, yeah, I think I like the word soften. I think it can make you a softer person because that person has opened up another level to getting to know you and opened up that door for love. So I don't really like the word weak.
I love it.
With love making me weak, I would say it just softens me.
Yeah.
But it's not like when you say weak, it's not like you make you a weak person, individual. It's just when you're around him, you can feel just all kinds of
Physically.
things.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I
Derek
ain't
said,
never fed no.
Girl, you must ain't had no.
No, I ain't never just been like, ooh.
Yeah, me
Girl, when you
either.
in the first stages of love, you will sometimes.
Oh my God, look at him, Jesus. No.
Not like that. Y'all overreacting.
No.
Because y'all don't know.
No.
Y'all ain't never had that kind of love.
I'm really having fun with it, but
Girl,
Derek-
when he walked in, my God, Jesus.
Not like that, Mika. Not like that, honey.
well, yeah, I mean, Nikki has got to be onto something. There's the reason why they talk about this, that they felt butterflies.
Yeah,
Even Queen
seriously.
Naja has a song called Butterflies. So that's what
Right.
she was
I
describing.
know all about butterflies.
No,
but I'm saying I've definitely,
yeah.
I've definitely
Nikki,
had
you done had
butterflies.
locusts. You ain't had butterflies.
No, I've had butterflies. I've had butterflies.
Yeah, I think
Pastor Smith.
You had locusts.
Yeah, I have. And I done had skeezers and all that other stuff.
Oh
too.
my, that's not what I
Derek
said.
said you just get hypersensitive to being judged by them, so you get very nervous. Okay.
Yeah.
You become super
Yeah.
aware of your behavior. It's like it's like thinking about breathing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
maybe
yeah,
that's
I've
why
had
maybe that's why
butterflies
that
and
guy
stuff
that I
like
went
that.
out with kept going like that the whole time.
Mm.
Y'all remember him like 2 years ago?
I don't think that was because
He
he
was
was
like,
was that because he was weak in the knees?
baby, and that date was over in 58 minutes.
Brandy says love makes me lazy. I can't get anything done when I'm around Corey. That's
Come
fantastic.
on.
Oh, I like that.
Because you just sit back and push your feet up. Yeah.
Lynn says nothing drastic, but just because I want him to know that I truly care for him.
Right.
A-Trap says I'm 51. I can have nothing soft with love.
Yeah, you can.
Chris said Mika, it's on the way.
No, you're not. Alicia.
The door says
A-Trap
I
said
believe.
nothing soft with love.
The door says I
you
believe
right?
in true love, and love is being vulnerable to the person, but not weak. Being vulnerable is the only way to give the situation a true chance to work.
Oh, yes.
You gotta work it with that profile picture.
God,
I was about to say.
Lynn, aren't you driving a bus?
There are
right
kids
now?
on this show.
No, I want you to go back to Dora's picture because I said, okay, girl.
Yeah, I said you cute.
Yeah, she cute.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Dora.
I ain't mad at her.
Let's see. Keisha said, sadly, old boy parents was happy when he wasn't mooching off them. They thanked me. It's not butterflies, that's gas.
Oh, man. No, you have butterflies with the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A-Trap says,
still
I've
have
had
butterflies
a few
12 years
buzzards
later.
myself, dog. Good catch,
Good
Nikki.
catch, Nikki.
See,
Kirby says,
I know
oh,
what I'm talking about. I ain't lived 52 years for nothing.
Andrea says, my bad. All right. Final thoughts, and we'll start with Nicole.
Nico.
Well, I don't know what to say except for it's nothing wrong with being a sucker for love when you're younger. In your younger days, it's gonna happen. Don't let anybody tell you any differently, because every last one of us have been a sucker for love at some point in our lives. So it's nothing wrong with it. Just go with the flow, and that's it. It just love. Everybody goes through different things with love, whether it's your first love, whether it's your husband, your spouse, your spouse or whatever, anybody. It just doesn't matter. Everybody has gone through being a sucker for love, and if they tell you otherwise, then they lying.
Mm-hmm.
So be yourself. Do what you got to do. Don't compare yourself to other couples or other people and their experience. If you don't, everybody don't experience the same way, things the same way. So that's it.
Right. Is one of your eyelashes heavier than the other one?
I'm about to
What?
Mika, go ahead.
What did he say? What did he say?
Boo.
I only heard Mika.
What did you say, Ted?
Huh?
What did you say?
I said go Mika.
What did you say?
Well,
I missed
You
it.
gotta go back and watch the show. Mika,
No, I'm
go
not
ahead.
going back and watching no show. What did you say?
I gotta be quicker than that.
Mika, final thoughts.
I was clearly somewhere else.
Me too.
It's okay, guys.
You
I'll let y'all know
gotta
after.
have quick listening.
Sheesh.
Again, thank y'all for the support. It is y'all make me laugh, and y'all also give me some good information to use in life. Not only my siblings, but the audience. And I want to say,
Meet her at the ATM, Nikki, early.
so
I'm not giving her a dime. She can tell everybody.
I'm just gonna say we've all been a sucker for love, and again, we've all played the fool. I think we've all learned our lessons, and we've taken those into our next relationships, and kind of gained from playing the fool, because you hopefully you don't repeat that, and you're able to help other people learn as you go in relationships, because. When people do play the fool, I hope you talk to each other about it. I hope you learn from each other, and I hope it helps you progress in your next relationship.
Yes.
That's it.
Lily, final thoughts?
Thank you guys for the continued support. We definitely appreciate it week after week. I look forward to talking to you guys. But I would say, like, kind of echoing what Nikki and Mika said, that we've all been a sucker before, and that Doc asked Nicole her eyes. Oh,
she ain't ready.
Oh, that's what you asked me?
Oh.
No, my eye ain't nothing. None of my eyelashes heavy. You better be glad that Mama on the line, because I would have said some.
Go ahead, Lily.
But yes,
don't do me on no podcast.
But yes, I think we've all been.
I just thought maybe them was the same ones you couldn't keep on when you was riding the boat that time.
No, I have extensions, baby. I don't have the ones you put the glue on with.
There's the people who were sitting at the back of the boat said they got hit in the face with your eyelashes. So
and you lying again. Stay lying.
Brandy had trouble keeping us on the boat too. Go ahead,
Brandy has extensions too.
Is you finished or is you done?
Go ahead, Lily.
Well, tell your brother stop talking so much.
Dang. Okay. So I forgot where I was.
You're okay, sugar. Start over.
Yes, we've all been a sucker for love. But it's all about learning to be a sucker for the right reasons. So all of my experiences early on have made me appreciate when I got to a good relationship, when I got to that person who I could truly be a sucker for. So just use those as your stepping stones. Learn from them. I am so distracted.
Why? Okay, go ahead.
Because you are dumb and you kept interrupting me and you threw off my whole thing.
Yeah, it's my fault.
You're real dumb.
It's my fault.
But thank you guys for the support.
You sounded good. That's good.
And you look cute. And you look cute. And you look cute too, sis.
Thank you. I just couldn't even do that.
Gracie, you are so disrespectful.
He's very disrespectful.
Thank you.
Dang, I couldn't even come back.
It sounded good. It sounded good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. We'll go back and watch.
Yeah, you look real cute.
That's all y'all do anyway. Hey, let's go back and watch the show. Let me just tell the viewing audience.
You know why?
I'm gonna tell the viewing audience what happened over the next 2 or 3 days. All of my phone is gonna be flooded with texts from Mika and Lily about you should have saw minute 53, a minute 37 when this happened. And they can't even type because they're cracking up about what's happening.
But you know,
I was on the show. I saw it.
Especially when Mika said that Goodwill Burgers.
But do y'all know who told me not to watch that? They don't watch their podcast.
Who?
Was H-Rap told us that. And when we were at
I think I
remember
because he said he was hard on himself.
Mr. J's.
Yeah,
he said because then you'll just
listen to H-Rap. Have
you
seen
keep
how
criticizing. You'll
movies?
keep on criticizing yourself. So I took his advice and I don't go back and watch the shows anymore.
I always go back and watch it.
No,
and I'd be like, oh, I should have said this. I'll be doing all that. Yeah.
I don't. You're welcome, niece. Your father-in-law is a jerk.
Time for the true final thoughts that matter.
I know you learn.
You get so money.
Everybody started talking through his business.
So
I'm gonna go rocks at his house when I get off this podcast.
What y'all gonna eat for dinner when we get off here?
I already ate.
See what I did there? See, that's the thing. See, I have the ability to mute you. So, Lily, so what? You can unmute.
And I have the ability.
That's all right. I just got one that I play with. All right. So my final thoughts. Again, see, it's not to me about whether you're willing to play the sucker for love or not, right? That's the part that does not matter to me. The part that matters is playing sucker for love and you don't know you're being a sucker for love. That's what's most important. If you go into a situation with your eyes wide shut, right?
Yeah.
Like you know what you're doing, I don't mind. Think about it. The world is set up a series of systems, right? Whether you're working corporate America, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a customer, there's a lot of things that you do that are just part of the system. And it's a difference between being fooled by the system and being willingly culpable in the system, right? You know, you're cooperating with the system. So same thing for sucker for love. Hey, if I know I'm being a sucker for love, that's what's more important. And guess what? Sometimes I don't give a damn. I'm going to be a sucker for love, right? Eyes wide shut. Love is a powerful emotion. However, it's important to remember that love is an action word that requires just that action. However, if you find yourself acting outside of your normal character in a negative manner, you might just be a sucker for love. We'll talk to y'all later. Next episode of Queen3 and King next Tuesday.
Peace. Are we smiling or what are we doing?
The Queen Bee has arrived.
You know. What's your out then? So I'm gonna start with both of y'all's hands right here.
Look for my thumb.
Look for your thumb.
Like if you can see my thumb